Women. What's the most obvious hint you ever dropped that a guy completely missed? Story 1. We were playing cops and robbers at a friend's house. He was the cop chasing me. I was doing parkour over the couches. He finally caught me, so I unbuttoned my blouse, flashed him, and asked, "Officer, what can I do so I don't have to pay the fine?" He stayed 100% in character. "Ma'am, I'm an officer of the law. You're trying to bribe me." After days of flirting, I had to straight up tell him I wanted to hook up. We've been together 6 years now. He really takes things seriously. Story 2. A girl I liked invited me to her dorm to drink and watch Netflix. An hour and she said, "Let me see your room." She took off her shoes, jumped on my bed and went, "Wow, your bed is so comfy." I answered, totally confused, "We live in the same building. Our beds are identical." She laughed for 10 minutes and finally said, "Dude, you're so clueless." Story 3. Crush told me my hair looked nice. I jokingly said, "It would look even better if you touched it." He looked genuinely puzzled and asked, "Do you want me to brush it for you?" I almost died. Story 4. We were talking about canoes. I said, very flirty, "I'm like a canoe. Wet and you can get inside me." He got serious. Actually, canoes don't have to be wet if they're stored on a trailer. I was speechless. Somehow we still hooked up that same night. Story 5. Early in our relationship, we were watching a movie on a tiny couch. He was trying to give me space, so every time I scooted closer for cuddles, he moved away. By the end, he was sitting on the armrest. 3 years later, we still laugh about it. Story 6. After 3 years together, I decided to surprise my shy self's boyfriend, got completely naked and waited on the couch. He walked in, saw me and said, "Babe, put clothes on. My friends are coming over in 2 hours to watch the Euros." My self-esteem took a massive hit. I had enough milk in those girls to fill an entire dairy aisle. Story 7. We were cuddling, holding hands from sunset until way past midnight. I was about to confess I liked him when he suddenly asked, "Hey, quick question. How do you know if a girl likes you?" Perfect opening. He's my boyfriend now, but he was completely oblivious at the time. Story 8. Guy's perspective. High school girl asked if I'd ever been intimate. I said no. She said, "Wanna practice with me?" Walking home, she suddenly backtracked. "Actually, bad idea. Don't want things to get weird." Women. Story 9. Guy's perspective. Classmate invited me to study at her place. Half an hour and she said she was hot and needed a shower, kept repeating, "Don't come in. The shower door is broken." She was in there forever, even started singing. When she came out fully clothed and saw I never went in, she looked crushed. We finished studying in 5 minutes and I left. A week later, a friend asked how it went. I realized out loud what an idiot I'd been. She wanted me to join her. Story 10. Husband telling the story. My wife was madly in love with me, and I was too dumb to notice. She played footsie, asked super personal questions, gave me her number saying, "Call me if you ever want pizza and to hang out." We went out. She insisted on paying, then said she wanted to get in bed to warm up. I thought she literally meant warm up. She had to strip naked in my bathroom and spell it out. "I want to sleep with you, idiot." Story 11. At a festival, I told a guy, "Let's shower together." He just repeated, "There's only one shower." I said, "Don't worry, they're big enough for 2. He replied, "You can go first." 2 years later, I brought it up. He had zero idea and facepalmed harder than I've ever seen. Story 12. My boyfriend asked me out, by constantly pointing out we were both single and everyone said we'd make a cute couple. I just kept saying, yeah, for months. Took me forever to realize he was asking. We're together now, very subtle and sweet. Story 13. I told my friend, a girl likes you if she touches your arm when she laughs. Later we were planning to go to a new bakery, and I playfully tapped his arm. He turned bright red. 3 years later we're dating. Story 14. 5 years ago on Valentine's, also the anniversary of the day we met, I gave my boyfriend a gift with a note that said, I want to make you the happiest man in the world. Planned a romantic night. He came home drunk from the bar, ripped open the gift like a 6-year-old on Christmas, saw it was just a letter and said, Babe, I'm wasted, I'll read it tomorrow. He never did. It was a marriage proposal. I tore it up the next day. He wasn't the one. Story 15. First date. Dinner, drinks, ended at his place watching a horror movie. I was basically glued to him for 12 hours. At 3 a.m., I looked him in the eyes and asked, Are you going to kiss me or not? He was about to let me sleep on the couch without even trying. That's when I knew he was a keeper. Story 16, guy again. Drunk girl at a college party dragged me into the bathroom, saying she needed help finding her pen. We never found it. Took me a full year to realize what she actually wanted. Story 17, 35-year-old guy. Hot college, neighbors showed up at my door in just an oversized t-shirt on a scorching day, asking to cool off because her AC was broken. She lay on my couch with her back against my chest and asked me to rub her stomach. After an hour, I grabbed a boob. She jumped up furious and stormed out saying she only saw me as a big brother. Still don't understand her family's definition of big brother. Story 18. Girl invited me over to show me her room posters. All Harley-Davidson bikes. Casually mentioned she'd never ridden a Harley. Awkward silence. 2 years later on a bus it hit me. My name is Harley. Story 19, guy. Sitting on a friend's couch, she asked, Want to take off your pants? I said, No thanks, they're comfy. I genuinely thought she was talking about the fabric. Story 20. Sent my crush a photo in a bunny costume, saying I'd need help taking it off. He replied, It has no zipper. How hard can it be? Looks easy. Had to explain I wanted him to undress me. We're dating now, and no, you can't have the pic. Story 21, guy again. Girl I liked at the campus store told me she'd be home alone that night. Her family was away, and her shift ended at 5 p.m. It was 4:30. Asked if I had plans. I said, Nah, probably just watch anime and eat ramen. Conversation over. Never saw her again. Still cringe.